Welcome in. We are Offensive Points. I hope everybody had a wonderful holiday, wonderful new year. We got running back landing spot rankings today. Hit it. What is up, my possum friends? You are listening to the Fantasy Six Pack channel. We are Offensive Points. Again, we're going to do the running back rankings tiers for you guys today. So when a rookie comes out, if this team drafts them, is it a good landing spot, bad landing spot? I don't know. We'll discuss. As always, Josh, Billy, what's up? Do you like these running backs?
It's been a long time since we've talked, guys. I'm just happy to see each other again. Billy, thanks for the holidays off. That was really nice. Unpaid, but still, something that we got to do. Spend time with our families and loved ones. So, running backs. Let's talk about them. Next season. It's the new year. It's the new season. It's the new crop of players, and what's going to happen with them when they get drafted to this team? I'm excited.
Truthfully, you can just blame the calendar because recording on Wednesdays, Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve, there was just no way we were going to be able to coordinate that. So we are back after the break. It's good to see everybody in the new year. First thing up, if you're new to the podcast, you know we do our tier list. If you're not new, or if you are new, we do running back tiers. So we'll briefly explain it because you can, the category names are in hot debate within the podcast itself. But
100%.
Basically, if a running back gets drafted to a team, let's say the first team we're going to talk about is the Cardinals. First team, obviously we're going to discuss if a running back was drafted there, where would we rank that player on a tier list of them being useful in year one? That's plain and simple. Audio audience, bear with us. We will do the best we can to explain this as we go. Visual audience, obviously, we have a tier list maker up on the board. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. The first team is the Arizona Cardinals. So, we know they have James Conner. We know they have Trey Benson. If a running back was to get drafted to the Cardinals, what do we think?
That running back would be him, Billy. That running back would be him. We got a new coaching staff coming into town. We got ancient James Conner coming off of Achilles tear. And Trey Benson did nothing to prove his case to any incoming coaching staff. That player, if they invest in a running back, it is their guy. Absolutely an awesome landing spot for a running back.
I really didn't think we were going to start off this hot to start because I completely disagree. Now, I don't want to say he's dead by any means here, but I just feel like anything. We got Trey Benson, who did fine. I mean, in his limited action.
He didn't.
Yes, he did. I promise you.
He didn't.
He did fine. He wouldn't blow away the stat sheet, but he had
it wasn't enough to say for sure. But yeah, I get what you're saying.
Well, for sure, but you got Connor coming back at some point that year. I just feel like this is headed to a full committee this next year. I mean, now if they go get Jeremiah Love, maybe that's different, but we got to assume that they're not going after a running back considering they have a lot more holes in that offense, i.e. probably a quarterback would be a good idea maybe. So I would put him more in the mid category because I think there's chance and hope for the future, but this year might be a little washed if Connor is able to come back at all. And say Trey Benson is actually, gets that starting role, which he should have the first crack at it to start. So I'd put it in more in the mid category.
Okay, well, I guess it's me to break the tie here. I am leaning more towards Joe, unfortunately, so I think we're going to go into the tier 2 here. By the way, I forgot to explain the tiers. First tier is him. Obviously, it speaks for itself. Tier 2 is he got motion.
That does not speak for itself.
Explainable.
He got
if
motion.
You know. Tier 3 is mid. That's pretty much speaks for itself. Tier 4 is indifferent, and Tier 5 is do not disturb because we do not want to touch that person with a 10-foot pole. So, without anyone else saying anything, I'm going to go he got motion. I think it is a good landing spot. I don't think it's him, though. I do think it's going to be a little bit of committee to at least start the season. It kind of, I mean, obviously all of these are going to depend on who they take, but I do agree with Josh. I don't think they're going to take Jeremiah Love, so that's not a guy they're going to plug and play right away. But it is a guy that is very likely going to get some touches on this team. So I do think that tier 2 is where it falls for me. So I think that's where we're going to go, since that kind of splits the difference.
It's a little high, but I'll allow it.
Falcons,
we're going to start there.
Baby.
Atlanta Falcons is the second team. Do we really need to discuss it? I do realize Tyler Algier might not be there next season, but they do have Bijan. So with Bijan we trust. I don't think that there's any reason to put anything more than.
I disagree.
Okay.
I think mid personally, because
really?
now I don't want to go anything over that, because I feel like that's the max of where we're looking at. But if there was anything to happen to Bijan, or even if not, we saw what Tyler Allgeier's done these 3 years with Bijan. Now, I don't think they're going to sign Tyler Allgeier back. But if they did, let's just go ahead and say the hypothetical. If they do not sign Tyler Allgeier back, that person's stepping into at least 20 to 30% work role, which could in turn turn to something else. So be more of a pass catching, whatever it needs to be, or more short down situations. I doubt you're really taking Bijan off the field in short down situations, but depending on what kind of running back they go after, I could see them having a role in this team. So, especially if you just slot right into the Tyler Allgeier role.
No, I'm kind of mixed on this one, because Josh, you're absolutely right, and I share a lot of your feelings. My problem is they were 12th in the NFL in rushing attempts this year, and that line was 30th in run blocking win rate. So I'm not going to assume that one of these rookies is going to be as good as Tyler Allgeier. I think Tyler Allgeier is a really good running back. He just happens to be behind a much better running back. And I think I'm going to go mid with you, but I'd be fine with indifferent as well, because there are a lot of chips that fall in place for that guy to be impactful this year.
Well, Tyler Allgeier, if I'm correct, was a late round draft pick.
I think he was fifth round.
Fifth round? Okay, I was going to say
I believe so.
So, I mean,
he definitely hit.
They're definitely not investing in one of the higher ends just because they have Bijan, so there doesn't seem like a necessity, but they could definitely hit a 5th or 6th round pick that turns out to be something. So,
yeah, because they have nothing else on this roster.
I think I'm going to go mid with you, but I feel personally more indifferent, because it's just a really high value handcuff. But as we've seen this year, especially, like, that can mean the difference between winning or losing a league is having that high value handcuff. So
this is a running team, so that's what it comes down to.
I guess it's mid. Yeah, that's true. Plus, I mean, pass catching also means a lot, but that'll depend on who they got a new GM, new coach. So also that's going to obviously Bijan's safe, but I'm just saying that it may change how they view and do things. So third team is the ball.
They always talk about, like, the rule of 360 or something. I don't know. They went along. This was with Derrick Henry a couple years ago, but the fantasy community created the rule of 360 or some random number. Bijan Robinson had a ton of touches this year, so
he did.
Oh yeah, it's the over
300
something. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. They definitely take a hit the next year. But he's looking for a contract. I imagine he's probably getting an extension over the offseason or like during season, because he's got 1 year left on his rookie deal. So he's getting paid. Assuming they use him, but at the end of the day, like, they got to know, like, he's the future, so you can't overwork horse.
Yeah. So we like it. He's mid. He's got a chance to get some touches, and if Bijan were to go down with an injury, you've got a very impactful player here.
Yeah.
Boom.
Okay.
I just don't see them re-signing Allgeier. They do have money, though, so who knows?
That is true, but they do need to fix a lot of things. Offense created around like 3 players is just never going to work.
It's fun, though.
All right. Third team is the Baltimore Ravens. They have Derrick Henry. They have a plethora of other random people, Rasheen Ali. I don't even remember all the rest of the guys that are just randomly bouncing around on the team.
Justice Hill, Keaton Mitchell. Yeah. Names abound.
I'll start the bidding at mid with the chance of he got motion based on Derrick Henry's status. With a new coach, who knows what the new philosophy is going to be.
The philosophy should be run Derrick Henry into the ground. I mean, he's got it. Try to keep him healthy for the offseason, obviously, but utilize Derrick Henry. We saw what happened in the Packers game whenever he had the 34 carries, and it's like we could have just been doing that the whole time. Like, that's wild considering he can just do that and go for 200 yards at any time. So I'm really split on this. I'm gonna just defer to the crowd unless you need a tiebreaker here, but I'm anywhere from he got motion to indifferent, because Unless it's a like elite pass catching back, I don't see any way they get like enough reps to care about. And that's who they'd be drafting, I imagine. But unless they're looking for beyond Derrick Henry, so like this draft could go so many ways for the Ravens. Like they could go.
It really depends on Justice Hill, right? Like that's the role that is actually probably where you're going to get the bulk of your touches here. I mean, you're not going to have the Derrick Henry role, but if you can get in that Justice Hill spot, if they don't sign him back for whatever reason, that role has money and points involved.
Yeah, because let's say they draft Nicholas Singleton or something and get the next bulldozer behind Derrick Henry. It's like you can't play him unless Henry's injured. Like you're never getting that option.
What happened to Rasheen Ali? But that's not going to happen. Anyway, Joe, go ahead.
I really want to say he's got motion. I think it really depends on Keaton Mitchell because they tried to get Keaton Mitchell more involved. He battled injuries this year, but he still averaged almost 6 yards a carry when given the shot. So I think if you have Justice Hill there and if they re-sign Keaton Mitchell, it's not a good running spot because I think any coach that comes in there, even with the new coach, is going to be like, we got Derrick Henry, let's use him. If they don't re-sign Keaton Mitchell, though, I think it's motion. I think, you're stepping into a role behind a 33-year-old running back. Granted, it's Derrick Henry, but that could be very fruitful this season.
Or just even in the future in general. Obviously, we know Derrick Henry could play a full season next year, but like how much more is there after that? I mean, we've already tried to doubt this guy for the last 4 years, and we've got to stop doubting him. But at some point, he's going to have to retire. So, this could be fruitful in the future at the end of the day.
True. All right. Well, Josh, you break the tie between he got motion and mid then.
I'll go with mid. I don't see a role right away. I think this is more of a late season or injury blunder, and I don't want to bet my chances on that.
Fair enough. Next team is the Buffalo Bills. I'm just going to start mine off. Mine's do not disturb. I don't want any part of this running game as it currently stands.
It's supposed to be Dungeons and Dragons. No, I'm just kidding. It's supposed to be do not draft, but do not disturb.
Do not draft.
Yeah.
Same diff.
It's the same concept. I completely agree. This is the first time they've ever really had a one, and it's James Cook, and they don't give anyone enough carries. Like Ty Johnson.
And their two is Josh Allen.
Yeah, the two is Josh Allen, but then you got Ty Johnson weirdly getting touches, and then you got, and I don't know what those contracts are because I don't care enough, but and then you got Ray Davis, who's just never had a shot at it. So I just don't even see them drafting a running back at the end of the day, but even if they did, it's buried on the depth chart at this point. James Cook.
I'll go with you guys. I think it's indifferent. I mean, this offensive line is ridiculous. They're going to run the ball a ton. So, and I mean, Ray Davis is almost older than James Cook at this point. James Cook is signed through 2030, which is your problem. So,
yeah,
if we're going to say, hey, let's break up Ray Davis and Ty Johnson and just give what they got to one guy, that would put him in indifferent for me, but we don't want to draft someone.
I mean, Ray Davis got at least 1 more year on his rookie deal. So, like, you still got him there. And it's just.
He ain't shit.
I don't even know if it's. How do we know? He's never played.
He ain't shit. He ain't shit.
He ain't on the field, I guess.
We're never going to find out. Like, literally, James Cook, unless he gets injured, we're never going to know. And I don't know. The problem is you're definitely not going to see them draft somebody in the first 2 days of the draft. So, we're talking about a day 3 guy at best anyway. So, yeah, I think we just let this one ride. Next team is the Carolina Panthers.
He got some motion, baby.
Very interesting.
He got some motion, baby.
Does he?
Yeah, he does. He does. I will say
3 years. Jonathan Brooks is finally going to play, ? Rico Dowdle is going to be a free agent unless they re-sign him, which I don't see why they would, unless they get Brooks news that he's not going to be ready at all throughout the year. I just don't see a way this person. I mean, the only good news here is Hubbard, who has signed the longest outside of Jonathan Brooks, who's barely played or never played really, is Chuba got his job taken by Rico Dowdle. But I think the thing is Rico Dowdle is actually just better than we've given him credit for over the years. So,
yeah, but do they double down on a mistake? That's the issue. Because they paid Chuba, but then they signed Dowdle, and obviously they would be paying both of those guys at the same time when it's like, I don't know.
I think Dowdle hits free agency. I don't think they re-sign him.
I agree.
I don't think
there
they
is a chance
re-sign
that there's a
Dowdle.
running back on this team, and now you're playing basically is the Jonathan Brooks card ever going to work?
This is a great time to trade for Jonathan Brooks, to be completely honest. I mean, we've seen players come back from double ACLs, double Achilles. It's happened. He was the 46th overall pick when they took him. So clearly they want to see what they got in him. So he probably gets a shot at some point. They're totally out on Chuba. I mean, I don't understand. You pay a guy all that money and then you just bench him essentially for Rico Dowdle.
They tried way too long.
Yeah, honestly, they kind of screwed themselves by trying to make it happen. When it was like, Rico, this is his job. Let's just give it to him.
I mean, this team has a lot of holes on defense. The offensive line is not good. If they're going to stick with Bryce Young, and I mean, they got some wide receivers, so I don't see them investing highly in a running back. But there's not exactly that much in someone's way to really make an impact here if they do invest in a rookie. So,
I think he got motion. They do also have Trevor Etienne too. So honestly, I think that's what kicks me back down to indifferent. I was sitting with mid because of just the fact that Chuba basically lost his job this season. But you paid him, so you're stuck at least for one more year. So Chuba's going to be getting touches. I don't know what Jonathan Brooks is. I'd love to see something from him, but at the end of the day, we got Trevor Etienne there. Like, do they even bring in another running back to this group? Probably, but at the end of the day, like, is that like a late pick? I got to go with indifferent personally, but I could go as high as mid personally.
Sorry, Joe. I'm going with indifferent as well. I just don't feel like if a guy gets drafted here, I feel super confident about it because they're not going to take a guy very high, and we're just adding another piece to the puzzle. Then it's a very cloudy puzzle as it is. And they could bring in another free agent too. That's the other thing is also on the table. So
I see that more likely than anything, but don't know who
you guys are haters. I get it, man.
Like, I guess I could see them getting like Kenneth Gainwell or something and like adding him to this roster and just being.
That wouldn't be a bad idea.
I don't know. Gainwell might actually earn some money.
Next team, Joe. We'll just let you kind of steer this one. It's the Chicago Bears.
I don't know, man. I'd say mid. If they do draft someone, they're not going to, but I mean, DeAndre Swift's got 1 year remaining. I imagine they're just going to run him into the ground. And Kyle Monangai looked pretty good. I doubt they're going to invest with someone, but if they do take a guy in like the third round to help this offense, then I could see it being a weird three-way split with the rookie kind of working his way in.
It's Ben Johnson, so he's going to look for his next guy. It's whether it's this year or next year in the draft. So I'm assuming Swift stays on the team. I'm sure they probably could get rid of him if they wanted to, but I just don't see why they wouldn't. His contract's not that expensive to where it's going to hurt at all, and they got plenty of money.
He's $14 million guaranteed this year, so they're not going to cut him.
Okay, I gotcha. I didn't look the contract out. So my opinion is you still want an elite one at some point. I just don't know if the move is to do it this year. But hey, last year we also didn't think they'd draft a wide receiver and a tight end in the first round and just build this offense up. So yeah, it's possible, but I feel like the plan is to build the defense because that's the thing Chicago Bears are missing currently. But
definitely is. I could see them trying to get Jeremiah Love on this team. I doubt he'll be there where the Bears are picking, but if by some act of God he was there, I could totally see Ben Johnson taking him.
Yeah, even if they go after one of the top guys in general, like I could see that happening, but it's more of a future thing. So I'd probably say mid. I don't know for the Bears, just because it's like there's that hope that they go for their franchise guy over time.
I was just going to go indifferent because I feel like even if they draft a guy, I like the two guys ahead of him better this year. And like, yeah, you would be drafting for the future. So you're literally just picking this person up to put a stash on your bench potentially. Because I don't think they're going to ditch Kyle Monangai. Like, I don't think that job's up for debate at this point.
No.
Right?
Yeah,
like, he's solid number two.
I personally think they just invest heavily in offensive line and defense. That's what the draft should be, personally. Maybe a wide receiver, depending on what they do with DJ Moore. We'll talk about that next week.
Probably wide receiver, but yeah, we'll talk about that one. So mid, since you guys both want that one, we will go that one. All right. This one's going to be a contentious one, I can already tell. The Cincinnati Bengals are drafting running back this year, I would definitely say. I know Josh's feelings. Joe, can you get your more nuanced take out first, and then we'll get to the unhinged?
My nuanced take. Chase Brown has earned as many touches as he can handle in this offense. Samaje Perine is a fine backup, and they seem content using both of those guys when they're healthy. They drafted Taj Brooks, didn't even use him at all this year. So I cannot imagine them, A, drafting a running back very highly, or two, them getting any sort of run. So I would say indifferent or DND.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, no. So Chase Brown probably going to get a contract, right? Like, I mean, he's got 1 year left on the deal, assuming he gets signed in the offseason, just the performance that he's had. But I don't see Perine as a long-term option. And now, once again, they should probably do exactly what the Chicago Bears should do and just build a defense and maybe an offensive line. Not quite sure what their contracts look like, but you need another running back on this team. Now, this somewhere where they could maybe dip into the free agent pool, probably would. But if they do go out and draft someone anywhere in the 3rd to 4th, not 6th round like Taj Brooks, I would imagine that they get some playing time just to keep Chase Brown healthy, because I feel like Chase Brown's vaulted himself now into a like top tier position where you want to keep him healtly for the postseason. So you're looking for this, I think, at least mid, but I'd say he got motion personally. I think there's a chance where this isn't a 50-50 split by any means, but they definitely need someone else in that running back room to keep Chase Brown healthy at this point. Went a different route, right, Billy?
Interesting. Okay. Well, I definitely don't think he got motion, because I don't think that they're going to take. I don't think they're going to take a running back before day 3. I think they're going to do the same thing they did last year. So my pick was going to be indifferent, but I don't know. Maybe you're right that this person gets some play that Samaje Perine will allow to happen. I don't know. I just feel like this is just not going to – I think they're going to take O-line and defense, and they're not even going to worry about running back. So I'm going indifferent. Maybe the next year we can talk about that, but I don't know.
The other thing we have to factor in is this team does not run the football.
Well, that's their issue here.
29th in rush attempts in the league.
Well, that's because they're losing all the time because they don't have a defense. So it goes back to they need to build the defense before they start drafting running backs. But
yeah. Well, and they just punted Joe Mixon off the team and just were like, all right, we'll just take whoever just happens to be on the team to be here. So I guess that's kind of their philosophy. I don't know. I think indifferent is where I'm landing as well. So I guess that's what takes it. But it could be mid.
We'll see.
Next team is the Cleveland Browns. They have Quinshon Judkins. They have Dylan Sampson. They have Jerome Ford. They don't have anybody that is really scaring anybody. Judkins at times looked like the number one dude. He did end up getting hurt. I think he should be ready by the beginning of next season, as all the reports I saw.
It's hard to judge what Judkins did, honestly, because he had such a good start and then he tailed off before his injury. But at the end of the day, that offense wasn't doing anything. So,
well, it's like not like they were scared of passing, so they definitely were loading up the box, saying, "Well, don't let that dude beat us." And I think we've got this one. I think that was kind of the strategy there.
Yeah, I just think with the 2 rookie running backs and Jerome Ford still being there, I don't think there's a role available. And I don't see them going high to draft because they drafted Judkins in the 2nd round last year. And then I can't remember where they drafted Sampson, but 3rd or 4th. Fourth. So I just feel
Jerome Ford is a free agent.
Right? Oh, is for Ford gone?
Okay. Well, that's okay.
So, they could not bring him back, but, I mean, you guys are right. I mean, I don't think Quinshon we can really judge. I know people are saying he was inefficient and everything else, but I mean, this whole team was running on fumes by the end of the season. It was not functioning. So
I personally have faith in Judkins, but I think this is a do not draft personally, because I don't think this team gets better overnight either. Like, I don't think their running game gets all of a sudden better because they go after and get a new rookie running back. It just wouldn't make any sense to go get a 3rd rookie running back in 2 years. So I don't think there's really much room for this person to play.
Probably.
Yeah, I'm between indifferent and do not draft, so we can go do not draft.
Do not draft.
Yeah, at the end of the day, you don't really want a running back on the worst team in football.
It's funny because last year they were probably one of our hymns, so that's kind of funny. All right, Dallas Cowboys. We have put them at him for like 3 straight seasons now. So what are we going to do now? No Javonte, maybe. I don't know.
Devontae earned that contract, dude.
Exactly. He deserves a contract, but they also got to think about, are they going to pay Pickens? Like, they have other question marks about what they're going to do. They don't have a first-round pick, if I'm not mistaken.
No, they traded it to the Jets for Quinnen.
But they got one for...
Oh, that's true. They do have one. I think they have their own. They traded the... No, wait.
They got one for Parsons, right?
Yeah,
they got one. They got one for Parsons,
pick, I think.
But they don't have their own, I think,
No,
because they traded it for Quinn and Williams, which in hindsight looks kind of stupid. But whatever.
Maybe it's vice versa on the draft pick. So they do have a first round. So
we have mocked Bijan to them. We have mocked Ashton Genty to them. We have mocked every first round running back that's ever happened to them. We've done Hampton, I'm pretty sure, on one of our mocks. I don't know, man. If they don't take back Javonte, this is a perfect spot for Jeremiah Love to go. But, I mean, shit, we say it every season, and they never do it. So, I don't know. To me, it's him, because without knowing that Javonte is going to be there, there's no clear guy to go here. So, because Jaden Blue, he was healthy scratched for a lot of the season, and I don't think that they trust him. So, to me, this is a him. However, Jerry Jones loves to prove us on this podcast that he's not going to do it.
Cowboys had both their first rounders, actually.
Oh,
somehow.
I thought they traded one for Quinn and Williams.
They must have traded one next year, but maybe
fake news podcast. That's what we
are. Okay, yeah. So like, if they get Jeremiah Love, it's clearly him. But I feel like he's him on any team, especially one where
he is. But without this team having a starter currently, as the contracts go,
I'm going to say he's got motion, because Malik Davis was surprisingly usable.
Jaden Blue had a good week 18 too.
Yeah, they finally gave him a shot and it worked. I don't
with that many healthy scratches. I don't love that.
But
I agree.
Here's the thing: anyone they draft at this point is going to be better than Malik Davis. Malik Davis is not good. They're not bringing Miles Sanders back, so I can't imagine they're going to give Javonte what he's looking for contract-wise. Even if they do, I think he works better in a tandem committee situation. So I'm going to go with he got motion.
All right, here are the potential top rookies out there. Algier, Dowdle, Javonte, we've all talked about. Etienne,
free agents?
Checo. Yeah, free agents.
Well, if they brought Dowdle back for more money, that would be hilarious.
Okay.
That would be really good.
Najee, Breece Hall, maybe Kamara, Gainwell, Ken Walker, Rashad White. So they could go out and get like a Rashad White type, something like that, ugly, like grinder type guy.
That's what they did with Javonte. I mean, seriously.
Yeah. I mean, go after the bargain barrel running back, basically. Or they could go after one of the big guys like Etienne, Ken Walker, if these people aren't signed, obviously. Breece Hall, if he's available.
Ken Walker in Dallas would just be chef's kiss, dude. On that offense.
To me, it's like go get Jeremiah Love at that point, but whatever, personally. I think it's him again. I feel like we can't not choose him because there's no running backs out there right now.
There's another team on here that I'm not falling for it again, but I am going to fall for it for Dallas again. So, yeah. Sorry, Joe, you're getting outvoted for him.
It's a great landing spot.
Especially if this team's actually on the right track finally. Like,
I know Jerry Jones isn't going to do it, so it's going to piss me off. I already know. All right, next team is the Denver Broncos. They have R.J. Harvey. J.K. Dobbins is off the team. Jaleel McLaughlin is still McLaughlin-ing around.
I think it's at least he got motion, right?
I'm with he got motion. Okay, Joe, state your him case.
My him case is, okay, they could bring J.K. Dobbins back. He was very effective in this offense. He didn't have a major injury, so there's a chance they throw him another contract. R.J. Harvey was not it, dude. And they're going to use this stupid committee backfield thing until they find somebody. R.J. Harvey scored touchdowns, but other than that, it was painful to watch R.J. Harvey run behind an extremely good offensive line. So I don't get it.
That's a Denver Broncos for you. I'm out on Denver Broncos running backs. That's why I can't go him. Like, I think he got motion as the max I can go. And I only say that because R.J. Harvey's going to need a running mate because they like to do their little 3-headed backfield for no reason. Now, if we could cut that down to 2, we might actually have a shot at starting some of these guys.
True. However, you know who is becoming a free agent, who is Sean Payton's boy.
Alvin Kamara.
Yeah.
Well, he's technically not a free agent. He's got 1 year, but I'm pretty sure.
Well, there's no way they bring him back. The Saints need to start over, and I think finally they can admit it. Although they're committed to Tyler Shuck, and I can appreciate that. Did not think that was going to happen. I'm going with he got motion. I think that's where I'm landing too. I like your him case, Joe. I just don't like that it's still going to be a 3-headed monster, probably with some other random person that they're going to bring in. I just don't know if I can.
I mean, RJ Harvey is literally the only running back they have right now that has a contract.
True.
It's not expiring, so
I see this as
I think a perfect backfield would be RJ Harvey is the third down back. Just give him his little receiving work because he does do good on that. But you need a first and second down guy on this team in the worst.
Rico Dowdle. That's who they should go after.
It could be.
It should. We're a rookie.
All right, Joe. Joe, you changed my mind. We're going him. I like it because I think you're right. There is a reasonable case that whoever gets drafted here could start right away. And if that is kind of our criteria, that has to be, something. If he's RB1
good luck with your Denver Broncos.
I mean, Sean Payton. Okay, even if
he
it's
just hasn't found the right one. Spot, that's what it is. He just hadn't found the right one.
This list could also be a free agent landing spot tier list as well. And the Broncos, if they do sign a free agent running back, a veteran, it's a great spot for him. So
true. Well, as we sit here in January, it's a good spot. Next spot, not so good. Denver Lions. Woof. Detroit Lions. Jahmyr Gibbs is him, so that spot's definitely taken. But maybe there's room after Jahmyr Gibbs to maybe get some work.
There's speculation Monty's pretty pissed. There was a lot of rumors after he was not getting work for them.
The usage has been a little suspect, and that's what happens when Ben Johnson disappears. Suddenly, it's not the same, buddy system. It's let's put our best guy out there. I got him out of the playoffs. So I don't know. This might actually be a spot for like a mid guy, potentially.
The problem is I don't think Montgomery's cuttable right now. Like, he's got 2 years left on a contract. Gibbs is going to be getting a new contract. You can't really make any moves outside of drafting a rookie. So now I could see them drafting a rookie and him becoming the new Montgomery next year. So I feel like at the very least we got to go mid. But I think we get one more year of this Monty Gibbs thing unless something blows up behind closed doors. Because I don't see them personally getting rid of that contract.
I mean, he's only got $5 million guaranteed, and after June 1st, that would be what, 2.5. So I could see them cutting him or him forcing his way out of there. I mean, it did get the offensive coordinator fired because he was not using Montgomery. Because if he would have been, I
don't feel like it was Monty's fault personally. I mean, he didn't get touches. What is he supposed to do on the bench?
I mean, that one game, like week 4, that was 150 and 2 touchdowns. Like, you can still do it. Why aren't you using this guy?
I do love that they fire the offensive coordinator when Dan Campbell took over the play calling, and he is the one that drove that offense all the way out of the playoffs. But it was the offensive coordinator that
but
be fired.
He shouldn't have been. We all know that he shouldn't have been calling plays in the first place. At the end of the day, like that's kind of the offensive coordinator's job. So if you get relegated of half your duties, you know what I mean, like. Probably get fired.
I guess you're right about that.
Let's give the Lions some motion, man.
All the way to motion?
I think that's a little too far. I'd say mid, personally. I honestly want to say indifferent.
I'm with mid. I think it's a mid place because Jahmyr Gibbs is still the one at the end of the day. He's going to get all the touches.
Yeah, this is not a cheerocracy. You've made it very clear.
What do you mean? That was the middle spot. Josh said indifferent. You said motion. The middle is Detroit Lions. That's the cheerocracy of it all.
Yeah,
we average out the votes here.
The Green Bay Packers. This is where things get interesting. Josh Jacobs. I don't know what's wrong with him. He's clearly got a knee injury lingering, and there is no one behind him. I know Wilson did fine for his little fill instead, but it wasn't great. And it's like. You got Marshawn Lloyd, who can't stay healthy and hasn't played a season for 3 years now. This is a he got motion situation. Like, could easily, they already pulled Jacobs in the second half as it is usually to try to keep him healthy. He's clearly still lingering. Now, it's probably not a step in week 1 starter, but this is I got him on my bench in redraft just in case type scenario in a deep league. So I think this is a he got motion personally.
I'm with you. I would say it's he got motion too, because this is what we've wanted Marshawn Lloyd to do, which he has not been on the field to do it. We saw Emmanuel Wilson do it a little bit, but Emmanuel Wilson is not a world beater by any means. So if they draft someone and they can play that second fiddle to Josh Jacobs, we've seen Josh Jacobs literally just not play for the majority of games sometimes. So they clearly try to keep him fresh. A rookie can make a huge impact on this team.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's a he got motion. I think that's where I land as well with this one. I think that there's plenty of room to grow.
It's wild
in
because
this situation.
Talked about this not being the case because it's Josh Jacobs, but this year it just is telling Josh Jacobs can't play a full workload.
Well, and the other issue, and I know Joe mentioned it, but like Marshawn Lloyd's clearly never going to be healthy. I don't know if it's not on the Jonathan Brooks level of like just that unlucky, but it's clearly pretty darn unlucky. So like we're just going to have to live with the fact that he may never be who we thought he was, and that's just what it is. So yeah,
Jonathan Brooks is unlucky. Marshawn Lloyd is bitch shit. I mean, come on. Eventually, you got to play football, bro.
God damn. He's had like
he'll be injured every day.
Setback. Okay, fair enough. Some bodies they just aren't good for it. I don't know what you.
It's not even like he got injured in games. I'm pretty sure he got injured in practice every time.
Yeah. Those knees are not, I guess, what they should have been.
Right, sorry, Marshawn. You don't deserve these stats, but here we are.
Yeah. All right. This one is a definitely weird one because who knows what the situation is the Houston Texans. Joe Mixon, question mark. I don't know what is going on there and what to even prognosticate him to do. They're not going to get rid of him, I don't think. And for all and everything that's been showing, he is appearing to want to come back next season. So kind of defeats us wanting a new guy to go here, but I don't know. What do you guys think?
I'm anywhere from him to do not draft on this one because if Mixon comes back, everything's dead. And it's right back to our old tier P Daddy. And then Woody Marks has filled in pretty valiantly, honestly, but I don't know if I'm like sold on him having a full workload. I just feel like they want 2 guys there, and I don't think Woody Marks is the him of those 2 guys, depending on who the other guy is. I feel like it was process of elimination with Nick Chubb just kind of fading off the end of the season. And then even Jameer Jordan kind of had a nice little surge here at the end of the season. So I feel like they're going to go draft one. I don't know. This Joe Mixon story was cryptic, to say the least, all season. I think it was purposefully cryptic due to Joe Mixon's camp. So I feel like he's not coming back, or at least, not playing next year. So I feel like you got to go like, he got motion mid. I mean, this stepping into an amazing team, hopefully getting Tank Dell back. This offense is only going to get better with all these rookies they got. Their wide receivers can be one of the best in the league. Add in an elite running back or even just a mid running back here and might have a workload to say the least. So what do y'all think? I mean, I could also see this as dead, so I don't know.
See, my problem with this, I want to say him because it's a great spot. People say Woody Marks didn't get a fair shake. He got injured and all this stuff. The problem is this offensive line is so bad at run blocking. They were 32nd in win block run rate. So Woody Marks was getting hit. I mean, I think he averaged 1.8 yards before contact. The problem is he also averaged 1.8 yards after contact. So I don't think that Woody Marks is going to be the solution for this football team long term. If we do see Joe Mixon come back, great, but he's still 30. So I want to say him, but I think just until they upgrade this offensive line, I think got some motions as high as I can go.
Now they're going to I feel like offensive line's their main goal the offseason, I would imagine, but I feel like Joe Mixon had no issues with this, and their offensive line was, +1 comparatively. So it wasn't like they definitely lost a couple of guys here and there, but it wasn't like their offensive line completely left and they left no one. It was still mostly intact. Joe Mixon had no problem getting through these holes. So you go get yourself a new Joe Mixon in this draft, which I believe there's a couple of them out there. It's a possibility that this guy just comes in and takes the job.
Yeah, I think so too. But that yards before contact number is rough.
Oh, for sure.
Billy, I didn't mean to interrupt you, man. Go ahead.
No, you're good. I feel like you all have talked me into he got motion. Even if they have Joe Mixon, they definitely need a guy for the future, and I definitely think that they're going to not lean on Joe Mixon for 100% of the carries anyway. And I think there is an upgradable spot there with Woody Marks. So I think that I'm with you guys because I'm thinking to myself on draft weekend, day 2, Houston Texans take Jadarian Price in the 3rd round. I'm going to be pretty pumped for that. I'm going to be like, okay, I'm going to have to bump that guy up in my rookie rankings now. Like, I'm just thinking of how I'm going to feel. And I think I would be happy with that. So I think he got motion because I would be very happy about that.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I think about it. It's good talking about this because honestly, I've them known at first.
Yeah. Next team is the Indianapolis Colts. I think we can safely say Justin Taylor. Man, am I having a stroke these days or am I just getting old? Jonathan Taylor is the clear number 1 here. 2 weeks off, a little rusty. Jonathan Taylor, clear number 1 in this Indianapolis offense. I don't really see a guy coming in and really making that big of a dent into it, but I'd be willing to listen to the handcuff thing when we talked about with like the Falcons.
I feel like the problem is Jonathan Taylor is this offense. I mean, obviously, without a good viable quarterback, they fell apart. But at the end of the day, without Jonathan Taylor, is DJ Giddens really going to go out there and light it up running back wise? Probably not. So
right.
I feel like this is dead regardless because the workload is 99% Jonathan Taylor's. And then if Jonathan Taylor isn't playing, I don't have faith that whatever's behind him, they're not going to go and get a high draft pick. I don't have faith that the random 6th round running back that they go draft is going to go out there and just be stellar. I mean, it's possible, but improbable. They also got other holes to fill. So I'd probably say indifferent to not draft.
I think a difference, right? I mean, obviously Jonathan Taylor's the guy. We've said that. I don't mind DJ Giddens. I like DJ Giddens coming out. The problem is they had Amir Abdullah there, and he's clearly the veteran who's probably going to be the backup 99% of the time. So they're trying to move DJ Giddens into this offense. The problem is even if they draft a rookie, I think it's just going to be a split between Giddens and the rookie. If Jonathan Taylor were to go down, I don't think there's any upside there.
Okay. I think, it's probably indifferent.
Just because it's like there's the chance of the handcuff, right?
Yeah. I mean, it'll be a day 3 guy. We can all admit that. But I think if I saw somebody go here, I wouldn't be jumping out of my chair about it. Exactly. Next team is an interesting one. Jacksonville Jaguars. Travis Etienne. I don't know.
Assume they're not.
They sent Tank Bigsby off to the wilderness to never be seen again, except for Week 18. I don't know, guys. They drafted 2 guys this year, and neither has really shown enough to where I'm like 100%. If they got rid of Travis Etienne, this is the backfield. So I'm anywhere from he got motion to mid, but it kind of hinges on what they do with Etienne.
I'm up to him.
I'm up to him too.
I think this is a great landing spot for a running back to come into. You got an offense that, let's say, you get Travis Hunter back. You got, I assume Jacoby Myers is going to be there next year, and Brian Thomas. I mean, this offense, you can see Trevor Lawrence can throw the ball this year. We finally figured that one out. Add a good running back in here, which it's probably not going to be Etienne. I don't think they have the cap space or want to do it. It doesn't seem like they really like Etienne as they tried to replace him multiple times. I think this is him. I think this is where you want a running back to get drafted. Good team, going to be running.
Why did they get rid of Bigsby? I just don't understand. It's such a confusing thing because even as the season went on, you could have probably gotten higher draft capital from some of these teams that lost running backs. Like Houston Texans, they would have traded you. Well, it's in division. They probably wouldn't have done that. But some other team that would have needed a running back right now would have been nice to maybe be able to trade. But I don't know. That's just such
Jaguars fans were victory lapping that trade, by the way. They were like, we fleeced Howie Roseman. You got to take Bigsby for a 4th. And we're like, what? He's good. I think it was after he fumbled like a punt return or something like that. And it was like, all right.
Well, I mean, it's not like they need him in Philly. That I don't know why Philly did it either.
I personally do think they need him. He's a great secondary. Like what they need to be doing with Saquon is having a spell instead of doing Saquon 9 carries.
They don't like Shipley. Like I thought Shipley was fine.
Shipley is fine, but he also didn't do well. Tank Bigsby, every time he touched the ball on offense, which was rare, he flashed. A nice 15-yard carry and then never got to touch the ball again.
I forgot. Joe, this one's on me. We'll get to Philly here in a sec. Joe, what do you think of do you don't believe in these Jaguars guys behind Etienne either? So you think this job is 100%?
No. I think it's 100%. If I didn't think they're stupid for not re-signing Etienne personally, but like Josh said, they've made it clear that they don't want him. I think Tootin, I mean, we saw him when he got some work, he got injured quite a bit. So there might be some health issues there. True. But Quinn Allen, I mean, fantastic pass catcher, but they did not seem too interested in getting him that involved. I think this is a him spot 100%. That offensive line's strong. The offense is good. Yeah. You just have to worry about Trevor Lawrence being Josh Allen now. That's kind of where we're at.
Something in my brain's telling me Tyler Algier ends up here, but that's just
that would actually be awesome.
Inkling out in the wilderness, but okay, fine. Him it is.
Well, so I feel like any team that's got an expiring running back that's in this, like I'd say,
true,
or like top A tier level, B tier level, isn't going to go out and sign another AD tier. Like they're not going to go sign Ken Walker over Etienne.
Yeah, or Breece Hall.
Yeah. But I could see them going after an Algier. I mean, that could be interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. Something tells me about the Algier. All right, next team, Kansas City Chiefs. This is the team I was talking about earlier that I'm not falling for it again, so I'm not going him. There's no shot you're going to convince me of that. So I'll go he got motion at best.
I feel like it's got to be he got motion at the minimum. I would go back to him. I know we've been convinced again. But you got Prima, who's done. Like, there's no way he plays another year. I don't even know what his contract is. Don't care. You got Isaiah Pacheco's expiring. They hate Pacheco. They want him off the team.
CEH is on the team, I think.
CEH again, and then they got
Damian Pierce.
Even in their third quarterback games. So no, absolutely not. They're going to go draft a running back, and I think it's him, honestly. But he got motion.
Can't do it.
That's fine. I get it. We've done this.
Because they drafted Brashard Smith, who also didn't mention. And
I was going to say, should we be trying to trade for Brashard Smith? Because everybody is a free agent except for Brashard Smith.
No, because this is going to be the time where they go get Jeremiah Love or something. They're going to go get the dude.
That's fine. Yeah. I'll go the opposite.
They are in the perfect spot to draft him.
They should have done this 2 years ago, by the way, and went after Genty or one of these big running backs. I know they really didn't have the draft capital to do so, but like they need someone to take the pain away from Mahomes. They can't let Mahomes do everything. You got aging Kelsey, all these wide receivers with issues, continuing apparently. Like you gotta have a run game, and they're old. I personally don't even think Pacheco is bad. I don't know what their hate is for Pacheco. I'd love to see him be successful on another team, but
he's just not special. I think the issue with Pacheco, he's great at getting 3 yards. They really need a guy that can bust off like a 45-yard run, and they just don't have it. And they were laughing their asses off when they were winning the league with, oh, look, our leading rusher in the Super Bowl is Patrick Mahomes. But you can't do that anymore. That's not the way the league's built. These defensive ends and defensive linemen are like, nope, not doing that shit anymore. So, yeah, I think that they've got to get one. I just can't. I can't do it. I can't do it.
Give me him.
I'm doing this one.
We can do motion. We can do he's got motion.
Protest with an asterisk next to
it. Yeah. We'll put him in him just because you all want to do it, because you all still believe
Josh sold me
Santa
on
Claus.
There's
you still believe in Santa Claus. You believe in the Tooth Fairy, and you believe in Kansas City running backs. So it's just that
they need their next Priest Holmes, Jamal Charles. It's time.
The big three. Mahomes is like elf on the shelf, and he's gonna tell Santa Claus what y'all want. But nope, just don't believe it. we'll see it when it
Also,
happens.
Mahomes is going to be returning with a torn ACL being repaired. Like, he might not even be
The
ready.
other thing that we didn't talk about with the Chiefs, they need a lot. They need a lot of stuff. He doesn't trust any of these wide receivers, and the one that he does trust may be in some legal trouble. We'll get to that when we need to next week. Tight end might be gone. I don't know. He's got the royal. He's got the royal wedding next summer. He's probably not got time for football.
Royal wedding.
The defense needs help. Also, which is a big thing that nobody's talking about. The defense was a big issue at times this season. They weren't doing their normal Kansas City Chiefs stuff like they were in the past. So this team does need a lot. And O-line. They also need O-line, to be honest.
They need O-line bad.
So, I mean, they may not even think running back is an option. They may just like, oh, we'll just get Breece Hall and forget about it or something. But we'll see. I don't know. We'll fall for it again. Next team, Los Angeles Chargers. D&D or?
No, I don't think so. I'd say
okay.
I was going to say indifferent. I don't believe Najee Harris comes back. I mean, there's a chance just because he did get injured to the 1-year contract. But even if someone came here, I just feel like it's a weird split. Like, you can barely start Hampton, much less the new guy.
How big is Vidal's contract? Like, he played fine when Hampton wasn't there. Why would they not just use him again?
Well, now that they're both there, it sucks. Nobody's doing good.
Well, that's why I'm like, why is this even a do? This should just be do not disturb, right? Like, these guys are both good.
You're probably
right. I mean,
I don't think
Najee's
the answer
gone. Vidal is a free agent.
Hopefully,
okay. See that part I didn't know. I didn't know Vidal. I can't believe is a free agent. It feels like he just got there like last season.
Well, they cut him and then they brought him back.
That's what happened.
Practice.
Okay, that makes sense.
What practice squad was he on? Because they cut Vidal completely and then they brought him back. But I mean, I would assume they bring back Vidal
1 year in.
I can see that.
Again, this is a team where the offensive line is just garbage. Like, they cannot keep Justin Herbert upright, let alone block for a running back. It's horrible.
Is their offensive line bad? I feel like you're saying everyone's offensive line is bad.
No, they're 31st in offense or run blocking win rate. And I mean, it's not pretty. And Justin Herbert got destroyed this year because of it. So
yeah, I just feel like Hampton's there. He's the future. And then they need a number 2. But like, even when there's 2 out there, I don't think either really are valuable. It's more of like, who can be the non-injured one and be out there? Because Hampton was doing good when there was no Vidal. And Vidal was doing good when there was no Hampton. So
that was brilliant of them to waive Vidal and then bring him back on the practice squad. That is just a genius way of getting around that contract.
Really was
smart.
Okay. I still vote mid. I could see him having some value.
You've talked me into mid because why even keep Vidal? You could just go get another random person in the 6th round.
Truly believe Najee Harris comes back on a cheap deal to prove it.
Yeah, I could see that too.
But why would Najee Harris not just go to like the Broncos and prove it there? Why would he come back to this where he's definitely not got a job? Because he signed before they drafted Hampton. So in his mind, he was going to be RB1.
Already with it.
So he might just go somewhere where he can prove it. I'm going
mid, Joe. I like
the
thought at the very end of the deal, but yeah.
That's true. Next team is the Rams. Do not draft for sure.
Corum showed that he can do it with Kyron not there. So
Corum is going to have a big glow up, I think, in the fantasy community this offseason. He already was getting a lot of buzz this past one, but I think this one is going to be his next step up in the way we talk about him. Joe, I know we've already kind of voted, but go ahead. What was your thought on this?
I don't have anything to add. I mean, this is completely dead to me.
Okay, well, there you go. Then we all were in the same agreement then. Next one is the Las Vegas Raiders. I also think this one's dead because they need so much. I don't think a running back is something that's even on their radar after drafting Genty last season.
Genty clearly can be a pass-catching running back too, so it's not like there's anything. But there is a role still. That number 2 role is wide open. So I want to put it differently just because.
Yeah, okay. That's interesting.
There's a chance that this person is a extra wide receiver. Like, let's say they don't go out and get 3 wide receivers for some stupid reason because they need all of them. they're going to be leaning on the running backs, and whether that's Genty or the guy behind him, they're going to need a pass catching guy. So I feel like they go after a pass catching guy with Genty, and that's just fantasy value right there. So I would say indifferent, just because if Genty were to go down, you've got a potential dual threat. So
that's true.
Yeah. And I think, with this offense, like if they get John Harbaugh, which they absolutely should be making those phone calls right now, and they draft Mendoza or Dante Moore, whoever they want to pick there, and this offense could look completely different from what we saw this year. So try not to have a sour taste on the Raiders this year. If you do see him drafted back on Saturday or something, be like, he could be a solid piece of this offense.
Okay. I mean, I could hear that out. So I don't know. Maybe you're right. Maybe we'll go indifferent. I just first taste, I'm just like, man, they need so much. I don't even know why they would bother. But yeah, I guess that's true. They could draft a real difference maker here. The Miami Dolphins are the next team on the list. Looks like Mike McDaniel is staying. Obviously, Devon Achane is the main guy. Quarterback, question mark. We don't know that one yet. But I still think this might be I do think he could draft somebody, but I don't know why he would, basically.
Because he does every year. He's doing the 49ers approach. So I feel like you got to put at least mid, just because on the off chance that it's the next Achane.
or like the next Carlos Hyde or something.
Yeah,
I know he was with the 49ers during those years. Raheem Mostert, he was with that guy for a little while.
Jalen Wright looks good. So, I mean, in reality,
he did actually look solid. Ollie Gordon looked good at times.
Ollie Gordon looked good too. So, I mean, they technically have their receiving room cut out, but I feel like we can't go lower than mid. I guess we could go indifferent, really, in reality. But like this Miami team, any running back could have an opportunity. The only problem is Achane is him, so it's hard to say anything higher.
Yeah. I had dead for this one because of Achane. Jalen Wright does look good, and Ollie Gordon's your short yardage guy, so
yeah,
I don't see a huge opportunity here, but I mean, we did see it with San Francisco. It was like every year, whoever they drafted in the 4th round turned out to be good at some point, but that was more health-based, I think. I don't know. It's up to you guys on this one.
No, we can go do not draft, honestly, because I just feel like it's a stretch because it's like they always seem to end up doing something eventually. But
it does.
I hate this whole offense.
I do too. It's such I don't know. It needs a revamp of some sort. It just needs better. I don't know. It just needs like better players, obviously, but whatever.
Easy.
Next, yeah, exactly. It's easy to say on a podcast right now. Next team is the Minnesota Vikings. I'm going he got motion. I don't care. I'm tired of this Aaron Jones nonsense. Obviously, there's no one on this running game that I think is a real honest threat. So I don't know why it couldn't be him. However, I will go he got motion. Final answer.
I had this as him. I think this offensive line is extremely good at blocking for the run. They had a really weird year with the quarterbacks and JJ McCarthy. And I mean, they just have to hit reset and figure out what the hell's going on, but it's not Aaron Jones. Jordan Mason's solid as like a number 2B. I mean,
Aaron Jones was way better than Mason this year.
Yeah. I mean, Aaron Jones is awesome, but let him go chase a ring somewhere. I mean, you might as well.
Awesome. Yeah, I think Aaron Jones is cuttable. I think they can eat that contract. Mason, I think his contract might not be eatable, so he'll probably be on the team anyway. That's what I think it's just like a low contract as it is. I think Mason's on the team, and then you go draft your dude, and it's him. Like I think this is Jeremiah Love.
Well, we can go him. I think they're drafting in the correct spot to go get him. So I think you're right about that.
That's what they need to have to give JJ help at this point too, is go have a him on this team to where it's you got two hims at that point. You got JJ and you got Jeremiah. Just add another J in this mix. I feel like that's a great idea.
That's true. Okay, well that might be our first him, like actual Jeremiah Love landing spot. Some of these other ones we've talked about, there's like probably not a shot he's going to land there, but definitely could happen there. Maybe the Cardinals, but that would be.
Cowboys are technically possible.
That's true. I just
like
Chiefs, Vikings. They could do it.
I guess we'll see. I don't know. I'm thinking he's going to get in the top 10, but we'll see. Might not. Next team is the New England Patriots. I am going to do not draft with this one because I don't want to add another piece to this puzzle. I don't think they need it.
Travion. Like, let's stop adding running backs to this room.
Maybe they will add a running back just to spite Travion, but like Travion's been really good as the Lightning, and then Ramondre. I wish we could have seen more of like what he did in Week 18 the whole season, but.
He was actually looking pretty good throughout the season, but it was just more of like Travion should also be.
It's just those fumbles. Those fumbles just kill Ramondre. Like they're just so brutal, and it's just really unfortunate that it keeps happening. But I don't think they're gonna. I don't think that's what they're gonna address in this draft. So I do think that this might.
I cannot believe they re-signed Ramondre. I like Ramondre Stevenson. It didn't make any sense after going.
Well, it was the regime before the one that's in there now with Vrabel that re-signed him. But at the time, it seemed like okay, we can at least not worry about running back for a few years, and then Ramondre just wasn't that guy as he was that season. So,
yeah. They still have Antonio Gibson under contract for next year as well. So, dead.
All righty, let's move on to the New Orleans Saints. Rougarous Saints. No more Kamara. Probably. I don't know. It feels like they're going to let him go chase a ring potentially with a different team, I would think. I don't know. I would be willing to.
Personally, I don't think it's really chase a ring. It's just get out of here, Kamara. It's been fun. But although he did say he'd never play for another team besides the Saints, so don't know if that's different on the offseason. I think he just didn't want to be traded. That was during the trade deadline. I remember he said that. He's like, I'm not playing for anyone that isn't the Saints or whatever. And that was also during trade deadline. And I don't know if he just didn't want to be disrespected like that or something. I don't know. Who knows? But anyway, he's out, even if he is on this team somehow. I don't know. But I want to say it's him. I really want to, but I don't know if it is. I think this is a he got motion situation. I think this is there's a chance, but there's a weird chance that like Kendra Miller is just that dude, or this Dylan Sampson's that dude, or not Sampson.
Devin Neal.
Devin Neal.
Yeah, Devin
Or
Neal.
Estime. No. I think you're right. It's he got motion. I mean, they clearly need someone on this team that's going to be impactful, but until this whole, Miller, Neal, Estime thing shakes out, plus a rookie in there, we don't really know. So motion is as high as I can go here.
It's a fun pick for you, like early, late second round,
Yeah.
We'll see where they like what they decide to do in the draft, because that'll depend, obviously. And they're not going to pick one in the first round, but if they do one in the second or third, I think that'll tip their hand of how they're feeling about their current room as it stands.
Yeah, that early second round pick would be amazing for them, and that would probably maybe vault him to him.
Yeah, it's true. The New York Giants are next. Scadaboo, currently hurt. Tracy, not him, but Tracy was serviceable at times. And then Devin Singletary, our old friend, he might be out, but I think he has one more year on his contract.
I actually don't remember what his contract looks like.
But obviously when Scadaboo comes back, it's Scadaboo team. So I don't think that whoever –
it's one more year on Singletary.
Yeah, Dart had an interview with like a bunch of kids or whatever during some charity event, and they were like, "Who's your favorite player on the team or whatever?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, my offensive line, of course, and I like this guy and I like this guy." And he's like, "Scadaboo is of course my best friend." So yeah, Scad's the dude. And it was just like, why don't you just say that? We all knew what that was. Tracy, I personally think he got a little motion myself. He looks fine out there when given the opportunity. But that team is also just a dumpster fire at the end of the season, so hard to tell. But yeah, this is a do not draft all around. Like,
they need a lot. A running back is not one of the things that they need.
Not even close.
No.
Honestly, this team's not far off. You could get like another good draft. They killed it last year's draft, and if they do it again this year,
they need a number one wide receiver. If they get John Harbaugh on there, things could get real interesting. I know he's
they have neighbors, dog.
Damn.
We'll see.
Okay.
Right.
I'm going to throw a bit out for mid here because this team does need a lot of work, but they are dedicated to running the football. And I don't think that Tyrone Tracy, I like him a lot. And I don't think Cam Scadabo even is unbeatable. in this offense. He's a fan favorite, but the way he plays, he might have the shelf life of a boiled egg. You know what I mean?
I mean, to be fair, we called that going in that you just have to know what you're getting with Scatterboo is that it is going to be like Icarus going across the sun, and he's going to fall just as hard as he rises. But I don't know. For these next few years, I think he's good to go before the.
Did Dable get fired?
Yeah, long time ago.
He did?
Mid-season.
Oh, yeah, he did. Okay, never mind.
He's been gone for a minute.
The thing about Scadaboo that sucks is he got injured on like a freak play. Like it wasn't even him being ridiculous and throwing his head around like a battering ram. Although
what he did to the Eagles was just magnificent.
Yeah, and Scadaboo definitely got a concussion in that game, by the way. Or was it Dart that got a concussion?
Dart got 2, Scadaboo got 1. Well, let's just say this. Concussions get Cam Scatterbooed. It's not the other way around. Cam Scatterboo he is not the one that gets the concussions. The concussions get Cam Scatterboo because
I can't remember. I think it was Dart because Russell Wilson went out there and threw the worst pass that I've ever seen. It was the day the Eagles were getting their ass kicked by the Giants, and Dart was in the medical tent. Scatterboo and Brian Dable went in there, and they're like, "He's playing," and it was like, that dude clearly had a concussion. It was wild that they were even allowed that to happen, but. Yeah. Anyway, dead. Sorry, it's not happening this year. Maybe next year, but I don't think they're drafting.
That's fair. Next team, New York Jets.
Now this could go anywhere. Do they sign Breece Hall? Is the question.
I'm setting the bid. He got motion, but they do have some interesting guys on this team behind Breece Hall that could do something. But Breece.
Braylon Allen and Isaiah Davis,
without Breece Hall, we don't know.
Everybody wants Braylon Allen to be something. Isaiah Davis to be something. They never showed anything outside of just being an NFL running back. Like, yeah, you were NFL caliber, good.
I don't know what you're like. What are you basing that on? Breece Hall hasn't been hurt like 3 games to give them like a bunch of starting reps.
I'm just saying people want Breece Hall out of there. I don't know why, because he's the best player on your team. I want Breece Hall out of there because he's a great running back and be serviceable on another team. But I just personally think that if Breece Hall's there, it's kind of indifferent situation because it's like they already got 2 backups. You add another one. Maybe he's good or maybe he's better than the others, but still not getting the play over Breece. And they don't sign Breece Hall, and that could be him. Like, you know what I mean? So this is hard to tell without signing. Like, I don't know.
Well, let's go into this thinking that his contract runs out. He's not there.
Last I heard, they're wanting to re-sign him, but it doesn't mean anything.
I can't imagine Breece wants to come back to this team. I mean,
I wanted to get traded at the deadline. I was him. I'd be the hell out of there.
Get out. Go to a different team.
I'm surprised Garrett Wilson took the contract from him. I'm like, get out of here. This team stinks, and they're going to stink for at least the next 3 years, 4 years. Why would you want to get on this? Why would you want to be a part of this?
I don't know. Isaiah Davis did average 5.5 yards a carry, and Braylon Allen could be something. This team has way too many holes for me to consider that they're going to invest in a running back. Might be a free agent situation if they do. I'm going dead. I want nothing to do with this.
Okay.
I would say indifferent personally, just because.
I'm probably going to go indifferent, but if they don't have anybody and this person could just go in there and be the starter right away, it may change my mind. But
could even be mid at that point.
This feels like the classic mystery box thing. Like we could have somebody better than Breece Hall, and it's like, or we could just have Breece Hall because he's already here. So why go get somebody on that level? Yeah, it feels like that's the situation. Next team, probably dead, but I'm willing to hear Josh out. There is the Philadelphia Eagles.
Tank Bigsby's got another year, so I'd say it's dead. They like Tank. There's a reason they went and got him.
Anything they did the dead, whole. Joe?
No.
I would be down.
I'd love to see him draft someone, but Saquon's on such a huge contract.
Well, you got Tank, you got Will Shipley for another couple of years. The A.J. Dillon experience didn't work. I mean, they went out and played the whole what if Saquon gets injured and let's get as many people in there as we can. And I think Tank just clearly is like the next man up. Like I think Tank Bigsby might be starting in the league in a couple of years on the Eagles, depending on what he does after his contract expires.
True. Also,
they're just going to poach off practice squads for running back, I think, is
Probably.
the plan for them.
Yeah, or just keep trading a 5th-round pick for someone people hate for whatever reason who's pretty good. I think Tank's fine.
Yeah.
He looks good when he was running the ball. So, yeah, if Tank wasn't there, I'd say that this is probably mid, just because it's like, who's the future?
Okay, fair enough. Next team, Pittsburgh Steelers. They signed Jalen Warren, so he's still there. They don't have Gainwell, and as far as we know, they're not going to have Aaron Rodgers. I'm just going to prognosticate there's no way that he comes back and does this again. So would it even be at the top of their needs if they already have Jalen Warren on a contract? Arthur Smith, however, does like to be a chaos agent, so there is always that. Tyler Algier is going to be available, so maybe we see some sort of reunion there of sorts, but obviously that's all speculative. Based on what we have, though.
A long distant future, distant past, but they did draft a rookie running back last year, and his name's Caleb Johnson. They didn't use him.
I'd be trading for Caleb Johnson. Hardcore.
What do you think they just did it for a learning thing that we just don't like rookies? We don't want them involved.
I think
what was the reason?
Warren thing should have never worked. Like they're fine. They're both like great 1Bs or 2Bs, really. Like the fact that that team has made it as far as it is wild to me. I'd love to see Caleb Johnson actually get some work. I mean, he could clearly do that next year, especially with Gainwell being currently out contract-wise for next year. But I want to say this could be him because like they could go after someone and literally have him vault into this role. But Mike Tomlin's made it clear that he wants the little chippy pass catchers. So unless there's a amazing one of those in this class, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd say mid because I think Caleb Johnson is going to be a thing. I think Kenneth Gainwell just worked out better than they thought he would.
Gainwell's good running back. I do like him. He's a great backup, great pass catcher.
Yeah, but he showed better for the Steelers than he ever showed for the Eagles. Like he was solid for the Eagles, but he never really got the chance to show what he showed this year. And I think that's the reason Caleb Johnson never really got to play because they paid Warren. You got Gainwell doing pretty studly things out there, and Caleb Johnson let's give him 28 attempts, keep him fresh, and see what he's got next year.
I hope Caleb Johnson took this as a learning experience and really just soaked it in and did the Jalen Hurts bench mentality and is going to go at it next year, but who knows?
We botched that kickoff and we kind of just never really saw him again. So
kickoffs are also that's such a different ball game than running.
It really is, and he was not that guy at Iowa. It was not a Caleb Johnson does kickoffs at Iowa thing. So to bring him in to do that was kind of bizarre to begin with, but whatever. Okay, we can go mid then, right? That kind of where we all landed.
I think it's a good who fucking knows situation for the Steelers because it could be great, it could be bad.
Okay, next team, Seattle Seahawks. I think we're talking a little motion. Currently, only Charbonnet and George Holani or whatever his name is, and then the other randoms they have on the practice squad.
I'm torn here because they got to sign either Ken or Charbonnet. Charbonnet's got 1 year left on the deal. Ken Walker's a free agent currently. It would be at the end of the season. I don't know. What do you do? Do you sign Charb or do you just restart and do this again with two good rookies? So. Could be he got a little motion if he goes after a top tier running back like he did with Sharp whenever Ken Walker was there. And then it's is Sharp even going to get his contract at that point? They both
it might depend on the playoff run, honestly. If they get to the NFC Championship game, that might be let's just run this exact roster back again and just add around the fringes. But obviously, we don't know how far they're going to go.
I don't think they can pay Sharp and Walker in 2 years, though. That's going to kill your team.
We'll pay Walker now and then see what you want to do next season with Sharp. Unless they just like Sharp over Walker, but I don't know. It's been pretty split.
I think if they wanted Ken Walker, they would have paid him last year.
Does feel that way.
I feel like he's going to ask for too much money.
Yeah.
They just gave that huge contract to Charles Cross. They got to figure out what they're going to do with Shaheed.
I would say, man, we maybe just let Shaheed go. It was fun, but it didn't work. It hasn't worked.
He had a 2-touchdown game. It looked pretty good.
His special teams has been, I would say, A-. His actual receiving work in games has been C- probably at best.
That's pretty accurate.
I mean, he got there like a month and a half ago.
Fair enough, but Joe, when they traded for him to be the wide receiver 2 on this team, like I think that's what they were thinking he was going to come in and do, and
Sam Darnold only throws it to JSN or Barner. Those
that's
are the
also
only 2 guys he looks for. So
maybe
I don't think it's a fair shake.
Problem.
I don't think he can make it past the second read. Anyway, I want to put this as indifferent because I don't know what they're going to do. That's where I'd go. I don't know. You guys can say a little motion or mid or.
I'll meet you in the middle at mid because there is a shot that someone could make an impact here. But this whole Ken Walker Charbonnet thing has just blown my mind this year. It makes me want to not draft any of these guys. But
I hope it's just Charbonnet next year or something. That'd be super great.
That would be nice. Just get a guy that's a legitimate backup and not split. But I don't know. It haven't done it yet. So I guess we'll see. Next team is the San Francisco 49ers in the ageless CMC. We used to think the backup for the 49ers was always going to have a little motion. However, after this season, pretty fully healthy CMC year, we didn't really get to use any of those old tricks. So, indifferent? I don't know. I don't know how long the CMC thing can go.
I was gonna say, I feel like this is more of a future indifferent. Like I'm indifferent now because next year it's probably going to be a healthy CMC, right? We got to hope for that. And then the next year or the next year after that, we'll either get an unhealthy CMC year or like eventually he's got to retire, right? So this guy who's drafted here, because more than likely the 49ers are going to go draft a running back. Don't know if they're sold with Brian Robinson being their dude and waiting for 3 years. I don't know if Brian Robinson wants to be that guy. But if they go get someone like Justice Haynes or something to sit behind CMC to be that dude and maybe even spell him, and then 2 years later when CMC is either done, retired, whatever, that dude has an opportunity. So it's hard to say do not draft, especially if it's a good pick. But even if they go after a late round guy, I think he's got some chances. So to see the field at least in the next couple of years, or barring a CMC injury, which we've seen what happens with backups in this scenario. So.
I don't know. It kind of seems like people have cycles, and CMC has an injury cycle. And I kind of want to say it's him because this is based on history. He's going to be a running back 1, whoever lands here. I don't know. If we're going to assume that Christian McCaffrey stays healthy, I don't understand why you wouldn't just re-sign Brian Robinson. Yeah, he's not going to demand a lot of money. He already knows the offense.
Still got Garindo, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, and Jordan James, who we liked coming out.
Yeah, but even when we think it's the one guy and they draft a rookie, we're like, well, he's not going to see the field. It's always that next guy. Like it always seems to be the next guy. And now the cycle has been broken this year at the very least. But
I'm going to give it mid. I think there's high upside for a landing spot here, but it's too early to really tell until we see what happens.
What is Brian Robinson's contract?
He's a free agent.
Okay, so they're not signing him back.
Maybe.
I imagine not.
I mean, I don't see why they wouldn't.
Why would they? Why do they need to?
I mean, I don't think that he's going to demand a whole lot of money on the market.
I don't know. I think
more depends on what he want, like what he's thinking his job. He wants his job to be. I think. Does he want to be the definite backup? Does he want a shot at starting role again? Even though that seems like a fever dream, but who knows? I don't know.
He seems like a Packers guy.
Mine's indifferent. Josh, what are you doing?
I said indifferent personally.
Oh, indifferent takes it. Next team, right. Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Bucky, Sean Tucker. Rashad White's probably gone. I don't think they're going to sign him back.
Well, they could, I guess. Yeah, Jesus. His contract's gone at least.
Yeah, his contract's gone probably. So maybe it could be a little mid-ish if they do draft a guy here.
Yeah. I mean,
Draft
they
a
have to
wide
make a
receiver when
decision
they
on
didn't need
Sean
one.
Tucker. Because Sean Tucker's a free agent too.
Oh, I thought he had one more year. Man, I needed to know. I learn these contracts.
I actually didn't know what Sean Tucker's contract was. But they clearly want to use multiple running backs. And I don't know if that was really just because of Bucky's injuries this year at least. But even last year, well, when it was Bucky's rookie year, he kind of took over, but there was still, people in play. Sean Tucker, Rashad White was still getting play. So I feel like this has got to be at least mid, but I could get into the he got motion because, you could get two Bucky's.
Well, without Sean Tucker, I think it is a he got motion because I do think that it's not – Bucky's never going to be, 30 carries a game guy, but he's going to be the bulk of the work. However, that other slice of the pie is a pretty valuable slice, as we've seen, Rashad White still doing some good things this season. So I think it's he got motion, honestly.
Yeah.
Could be.
Who knows? Bucky could just retire this offseason. That was weird as hell this year. So
that is also true. It was random, but true. Tennessee Titans, second to last team on the list. Pollard, 1 year left. Tajay Spears, I don't even care. I think this could be him.
Yeah. I'm with you, man. I think, get Cam Ward his running back and just let them grow together.
Pollard's not going to be the future, and I don't think Pollard thinks he's going to be the So
who was Cam Ward's running back?
In college,
Damian Martinez,
right? Running back. Yeah, I think it was Martinez.
I thought you meant get him his running back. I was like, damn, I didn't know he had him.
Oh, no. We'll get him his Titan running back for the future.
I get it now. Pollard and Spears both got a year on their contract, and neither are going anywhere. So I think this is him's a bit of a stretch for me. It's a him in the future, but I'd say he got motion just personally because I don't see.
Well, let's be honest. They draft a guy in the second round. That guy is going to be getting definitely over Spears, but then he could also challenge Pollard for the starting role.
That's what I'm saying. He got a little motion, man. He could try to take over, but he got to do it still.
Fair enough.
Also, Titans got a lot of issues. So once again, don't know how high they're investing. I could see second round running back though with them.
I feel like they totally got to think about Cam Ward here and get him a running back. Now, Pollard was fine at the end of the year.
They need an offensive line. They need even a wide receiver.
They need O-line and they need wide receiver. However, wide receiver, do they though? Ayo Manor was pretty good. DK was good. I don't think they're going to keep Ridley for that much longer, but I kind of like the core they have. They could get a guy in the fourth or fifth round.
He's super fun, and honestly, he can do it special teams and on offense. So I don't know. They definitely need someone, and that could be probably solved in free agency as well too. I don't know what the wide receiver. We'll get into that next week.
That's also true. I don't know. I'm going him. I think Joe's on him. Are you switching?
I'm on him, but I think Josh talked me into motion.
Okay,
but
motion.
We'll go ahead and give him to the next team and
100%.
Move along here.
What were they doing?
Yeah, the next team.
Every running back outside of Merritt is a free agent, and Merritt.
The last team is the Washington Commanders for the audience out there that's not watching on YouTube. Just to set it up, Washington Commanders. Joe, go ahead.
Oh, everyone's a free agent. They got Krosky Merritt, and he's okay as your third string guy. So this is going to be a hell of a running back landing spot. You got Jaden Daniels. You got a pretty sick offense built there. Boom, it's him.
Yeah, this team's good outside of the running back. I think this team outside of Jaden Daniels' injuries could have made the playoffs with an elite running back. You invested everything into Bill Krosky Merritt. Shipped Brian Robinson out for nothing beginning of the year for no reason. Just ride him out. Split him, sit him. You know what I mean? Was the third, fourth round pick, fifth round pick, whatever they got for him, was that really worth it? Sorry, I just didn't understand that.
I guess we'll see if they draft a good running back.
That's true. I guess. They can go after some other needs there, but their defense is aging, so this team's gonna have some issues going in the offseason. So they got a lot of holes to fill. But Washington running back is him, and pretty much immediately. I have to imagine it's one of the top ones too.
So I don't know. I'm going to be honest. I don't know. I am a he got motion guy, but I don't think Bill was that bad. I really don't.
Overruled.
And I think, I mean, we're going to put him in him. I just think they're going to get a veteran guy to come in here, and then they're just going to roll with Bill as the RB2 on the team.
We're doing this if they draft a rookie.
Oh, I know. I'm just saying,
yeah,
as the roster stands now, it still wouldn't be him because I still think it's a split with Bill. But again, we can go him.
Now this is a candidate to go just sign a running back as well. I think, and there's plenty of them out there that would be fun. Etienne here, Ken Walker could be there and could make a splash. So Dowdle even would be a grinder, but we'll see. Can't wait for the offseason. I mean, I can't wait for the playoffs, but I can't wait for the offseason as well.
That's fair. Well, there we have it, folks. So if the Cowboys, the Broncos, the Jaguars, the Kansas City Chiefs, the Vikings, or the Commanders draft a running back, that is a guy that you're going to want to target on your fantasy teams. I would love to know, and we probably should have looked this up beforehand, how last year this exact same exercise went, but I did not bring that up in time. So we can't. I might do that for wide receivers next week because I don't know. It would be interesting to see how close we were.
In the him category. Let's just say that.
There definitely are. Definitely looking at you, Cowboys, looking at you, Chiefs, because we do this every season, it feels like, and they never handle it appropriately. But I don't know. We'll see how it goes this year. All right, boys. Next week, we do the wide receivers. It's going to be a lot more interesting because I think, this wide receiver class I don't know about, but we didn't know about last year's class, and that kind of came out.
They always turn out okay. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, like you're sure you might have to get some Rams and Justin Jefferson's out of the class, but you still get some stars.
That's true. I feel like maybe we should do this exercise again after free agency, but like already have this, but then we just adjust it around based on how free agency went. I don't know. Something to think about in the future. Because that wouldn't be as slow as like doing each and every team. We would just be moving around certain teams. But I don't know.
Really hard to follow with the audio audience at that point, though.
I can definitely imagine that, and I hope that this was good for the audio audience that we have tonight or today. So
at the end of the day, we get to talk about running back teams and get to know about some expiring contracts if you weren't ready for that. So got a little information one way or another.
For sure. All right. Thank you for everyone tuning in 2026. Crazy to say that we're still doing this in 2026, but here we are. Joe, for the first time this year, get us out of here.
Good night, world.